hospital equipment doesn't just magically appear.
Multiple sclerosis walks and events help to raise money to find a cure.
Plastic surgery is much more than cosmetic surgery.
Inspiration comes in many different forms. It could be from a doctor, a patient, family member.
Did you know that 90% and more of all calls answered by fire departments have nothing to do with fires?
Sometimes the mentor influences the person being mentored to become a mentor himself.
For the last 11 years, I have chaired or co-chaired the Grossmont Hospital Gala Committee, which is a group of volunteers who raise money to benefit Grossmont Hospital. The proceeds from these galas have benefited the hospital by purchasing the Da Vinci robot, as well as the cath lab, and this year it will be the Heart and Vascular Building. The Grossmont Hospital Gala Committee is an amazing group of women who work very hard to provide funds for the hospital, and in doing so, we become the best of friends. Another foundation I'm privileged to be a part of is Vista Hill. I love their fashion shows and their galas, and I'm also on their board of directors. My mother's been very generous to many organizations, and this has inspired me to give through volunteering.
I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1990. In 1991, I joined the local chapter board for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. My wife Arlene and I decided to get more involved to raise funds so we could raise awareness to find a cure for this devastating disease. One of the things that my wife and I have done is to have a walk team both at Legoland and NTC Park in San Diego. Our team this year has raised about $25,000. We've also helped sponsor the MS Golf Tournament. The event raises about $75,000 on an annual basis. Another event that we have is an annual poker tournament that Arlene and I put on in our house. It's a fun evening and we usually raise about $3,000 to $4,000. Right now, there are approximately 800 people in East County that have been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, as have I. My goal and my passion is to raise money to find a cure to eradicate this disease.
I perform several types of reconstructive surgical procedures, such as tumor excision, reconstruction after tumor excision, breast reconstruction, and post-traumatic reconstructive surgery, such as those people who receive broken bones to their face after a motor vehicle accident. I am so grateful to God for all the blessings that I have received that I feel that I must give back to my community in some way. And this is the only way that I can give my time and my talent to those people that are underprivileged and underserved.
A couple of years ago, I discovered a true interest in becoming a doctor and working in the medical field. And my grandma, who's worked at Grossmont Hospital for over 30 years, suggested that I should apply to be a volunteer there. And I ended up being accepted, and I've been volunteering ever since. When I first started at Grossmont, I was on a floor called 5 West, which is a cardiac floor in the brand new tower. I worked there for about 2 years, and 10 months after I started working at the hospital in general, I was nominated to the secretary position of the junior board of directors, where I've since stayed as the president and currently vice president. During my time at Grossmont, I've been a main lobby concierge, and I'm currently a nursing unit aide in the medical intensive care unit, where I assist nurses, the doctors, and their families with anything that could possibly better assist their patients. My time at Grossmont Hospital has definitely inspired me to continue my dreams into the medical field. Not only has my grandma inspired me, but my time in the medical intensive care unit has further inspired me to become an infectious disease specialist, where I've seen doctors in this field save lives on a regular basis.
The San Diego Regional Fire Foundation has been in business now for 23 years, supporting financially all of the fire departments in San Diego County, particularly the 30 volunteer fire departments in the rural part of the county, most of which are in the Grossmont Healthcare District and have very little tax funding. The Fire Foundation has provided $4 million to buy equipment and provide training to all of the volunteer departments. 80% of the calls that they get out of the 6,000 each year are for medical reasons. Accidents, illness, and the survivability rate of the patients and how well they do in the hospital depends on how well the first responders take care of them, how quickly they get them to the hospitals. And the equipment that we have provided has been instrumental in having a great outcome. I started as a volunteer firefighter 52 years ago, and I'm still doing that today. And I really enjoy the work not only with the fire departments, but also through the Fire Foundation, where we're able to provide equipment and training for the volunteers. And through that, I know that I'm impacting the people who live in the rural parts of the county or travel and vacation and enjoy those areas. They now have a service and the equipment and trained volunteers to help them if they need it.
I live in La Mesa. I practiced medicine, cardiology particularly, in San Diego and in La Mesa since 1949, primarily at Grossmont Hospital. When I was in medical school and interning and in my residencies, I had some faculty members who were very kind to me and were mentors who inspired me to follow in their footsteps. Several of them stand out in my memory. One was Dr. Leroy Briggs. Another younger doctor was making rounds with another group of students. And I mentioned to Dr. Briggs that was very nice of the other doctor to do this volunteer work, and that I would like to do the same thing if I were in practice and if I were associated with a medical school. For a while. Dr. Briggs said, not for a while, for the rest of your life.
People come together on the gala committee to raise money for the hospital, and that's the magic.
Come join us on a multiple sclerosis walk to help raise money to find a cure.
Now you know that plastic surgery is much more than cosmetic surgery.
Thanks for the inspiration, Grandma. I'm off to college, med school, and my future.
Well, now you know over 80% of all fire department responses are related to medical emergencies.
I trust that many of the students that I have mentored over the many years have become mentors themselves.